And God says, I believe it's in 42:51. Yes, in Surah 42, verse 51, God says that no human being can communicate with God except through three ways: inspiration, or from behind a barrier, or through a messenger, that through whom God spreads certain information. So people will know that this is reliable information, that this is from God. We are people who follow the Quran, the whole Quran, and nothing but the Quran. Therefore, anybody, and this means anybody, who brings any information must conform to the Quran. The whole Quran, nothing but the Quran. And if anyone, and we underline anyone, comes up with any information that is not confirmed by the Quran, we tell him, forget it. We don't accept it. So, the criterion is preaching, confirming existing scripture, the Quran, and nothing else. No innovations. Now we come to the question, is it possible that we receive a messenger from God? If you ask an average Mohammedan, they will tell you Muhammad was the last messenger. But they have no basis for saying this. And the Quran gives us a precedent since Joseph, the prophet Joseph. When he died, the Quran teaches us that the people said, okay, that was the last messenger. We'll never see another messenger after that. So this is a human tendency. And the Muhammadans claim that Muhammad was the last messenger. He's not. In Surah 33, verse 40, God says, Muhammad was not the father of any of your men. He was a messenger of God and the final prophet. So here we see a distinction between prophet and messenger. A prophet is one who delivers a scripture, like Jesus, Moses, Muhammad. They are prophets. And we see this clearly in Surah 3, verse 81, where God says that He made a covenant with the prophets that He will give them the scripture and wisdom. So here we have the definition of a prophet. Then God made a covenant with us, with you and me, with every human being. Said then, when a messenger comes to you, confirming existing scripture. So there's the definition of a messenger. When a messenger comes to you, confirming existing scripture, you shall believe in him and support him. And God said, do you make a pledge with me? And we all said, yes, we do. And God said, you have thus borne witness, and I bear witness along with you. Therefore, it is possible that there will be messengers after Muhammad. In Surah 7, verse 35, it says, O children of Adam, when messengers come to you, reciting my revelations to you, those of you who believe are the successful ones. This is Surah 7, verse 35. Obviously, it is for people after the Quran. As a matter of fact, the verse begins by saying, O children of Adam. So as long as there are children of Adam on this earth, this verse is valid. If messengers are coming after Muhammad, what do they look like? What will a messenger look like after Muhammad? Just think of any human being. What are his characters? You think he'll be walking on water, or walking in the air, or coming with 3 angels on each side or something? If he's just one of us, just a human being. Some people came. I want to answer the question, why? Why send a messenger? Why does God send a messenger? Why not just go in the same way that people have been going? They've been reading the Quran, following the Quran. Well, one important element is the test, because of this covenant that we made with God. What are we going to do if a messenger of God comes and says, worship God alone and forget about the human beings, Muhammad, Jesus, Moses, or anybody? You must devote yourself totally to God alone. One who will preach the Quran, God's proven scriptures. What are we going to do? Are we going to scoff at him? Are we going to help him morally? Are we going to rally around him? What are we going to do? A test. Another test is the test of ego. If the Quran repeats, they said, oh, he just wants to be better than we are. He wants to be a leader. And this is emphasized throughout the Quran. You're going to find some verses in here. And there's, in Surah 17, verse 94, it says, what prevented many people from believing was that they said, you mean God sent a human being to be a messenger? And in Surah 64, verses 5 and 6, I'm going to read them for you. Did you not receive the news of those who disbelieved in the past? They suffered the consequences of their decision and deserved painful retribution. Why? This is because their messengers went to them with clear revelations, but they said, quote, human beings to guide us. Thus they disbelieved and turned away. God does not need them. So it's a tremendous test to accept somebody who says he's a messenger of God. There's an ego here. We're required to kill the ego. And this applies to all of us. One of the requirements in the Quran. The egotistic person will resent anything like this and will be deprived. And God says in the Quran, I will divert from my revelations those who are arrogant. سأصرف عن آياتي الذين يتكبرون في الأرض. I will send them away. God will actively send them away. So this is something that we have to kill, the ego. So many people came and said they were messengers of God. Baha'u'llah was one of them. And Ghulam Ahmad of Pakistan said he was a messenger of God. And Joseph Smith, the Mormon leader, said he was a messenger of God. But God made it mandatory that a messenger comes with proof, certain signs. Moses brought all kinds of proofs. Salih brought proofs. Jesus came with signs that he is authorized and sent by God. And on that difficult day, a few days ago, when I'm going to give you all the details, I'm not going to be mysterious and say I was told this and that and leave it hanging. I'm going to give you, everything's going to be wide open in front of you, and I will tell you exactly what happened in time. If the time doesn't help us now,